All aboard, it's Jang here with a look at the Playmobil Pharaoh's Pyramid set. Now I have to start off with a little bit of conclusion so that I can kind of let some of my excitement and enjoyment of this set out in a reasonable manner. I need to tell you that I feel this is one of the best history-based toys ever made. It has to be. It's definitely, easily the best history-based toy that I've ever seen in my entire life for several reasons. First of all, it's a good toy to play with. It is designed wisely for play. Now, it's closed up around the front, so it looks, it looks nice. It looks complete. It has that full pyramid shape. And as you turn it around, it still looks pretty complete, but you start to see how it's kind of broken off just a little bit around the edges. These are all stickers that you have to apply onto it, and it does have gold stickers up top for the cap, as some of the pyramids actually had golden or at least rather nicely finished off capstones up at the top, or assemblies. But see, it's all open around the back, and there are a lot of things that you can do with this following a number of different play patterns, and I'll show you how all of the many features work. But in addition to this being a good toy, it also does good justice to the source material. It's actually reverent to ancient Egyptian history and culture, to the point of, let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit, take a look inside of this room. I'll remove just one thing. Take a look at this scene that's depicted in the background. This is actually derived directly from an actual historical papyrus, an actual historical text from ancient Egypt. And it has just been slightly updated to bring in the Playmobil style for some of the individuals depicted there. This is from the ancient, what's commonly referred to as Book of the Dead, Param Heru, and it's showing a scene where Anubis is from the left, guiding the recently deceased to the weighing of the heart, and Thought is doing the measurements. The scribe is taking the measurements. It's the balance of the scale of Ma'at, and then over on the right hand side looks like the person has passed the test and is being taken forward into the afterlife by Horus there, who has an Ankh. I mean, this is real stuff here. So not only does it look really cool, and if kids just want to play with this and just have something cool looking in the background, that's great. It looks really good, but you can actually read into this. You can actually learn from this. This is a huge teachable experience, and if kids are interested in ancient history at all, this actually ties directly in. But enough about history stuff for now. Let's talk about this as a toy. There are a lot of little accessories in this to look at, but you can role play as an ancient pharaoh. This is included in the set, or as a tomb raider, a grave robber who is exploring this place and wants to find all of its secrets and all of its treasures. Treasures like this basket of gems that have been tucked away for who knows how long, centuries and centuries. And you have to watch out for things like spiders and scorpions and snakes that can be slithering around in the place. You have to watch out for trap doors, such as this one right here. If you're standing right there, I'll go ahead and have the guy stand there in place just to show you how this works. So if he comes up the stairs, if he's not careful enough, the trapdoor may open. Maybe he can hold himself. Maybe he falls through. If he's crawling around the back, looking more closely at the inscriptions on the wall and the paintings, there's another thing back there that can fall through. So that's a bit of the floor that can fall through there. Over on this side to the right, now you can actually open up part of the pyramid from the outside as well. And I'll show you what this is going to look like in just a minute once I rotate around. But that is a secret door, and normally you just can't open it. There's no way to open it. But it's very obvious that one of these inscriptions on these square protruding bits of sandstone is a little bit different. And I think Playmobil could have done a much better job here, making that just the same color as the rest of these. I think that kids would find her if you just made it just a little bit darker, just a little bit different. But it's too different. But that's the one that you push, and then it allows you to move on to the next section. Now, before I go over there and show you that, I want to show you stuff that's down below here as well. So this is the staircase that you use to get up to the upper chamber there. This is the lever that I pulled earlier to activate the second falling floor section inside of there. It also does one other thing that I will show you, but it's just an easy way to access that. A little extra skull here just for good measure. This obviously can be opened as well, but how do you open this? It doesn't open right now. You have to almost break it to get it open. So again, you have to use a little bit of discovery. There's an alternate way that you can get through down here as a figure, as somebody who's in this place, who's in this scene and exploring the place. You can get through here from one of the lower chambers. Or alternately, you could also get in through here. So this is the door, one of the secret doors that opens. So just different ways of accessing the same space. And again, more accessories, more creepy things around. There's an entire skeleton figure down there. You have more treasures, gold and gems and various vessels, and more stickers used on the back with more inscriptions. One of these things is not like the other. Now this is done much better than that blue button on the other side up here above. That center hanging post for the lanterns, I think these may actually have had incense in them, but they might be used for light as well. That one can be slid to the side to unlock the other door. So you do like this, and then you can unlock the other door. Now, if this guy was in here and he did that, and the other door opened up, watch what else happens at the same time. So I can slide that open, but this is going to close up. Closes up part way, so he can still squeeze through, but you could, if you want to, see this as being fully closed up, like it's another trap. So he's now become trapped in this space. If he came in from above, then that upper door is open. He can get out through there. But if he came in through here, then he might be trapped. He might have to find some other way. So it just kind of leaves a lot of options up for your own imaginative play. You can determine exactly what's going on, when, and how. So here we have a sarcophagus, and inside of this, can open that up. We have a mummy. Very good. But that looks kind of boring. It's not really a proper figure or anything. So, it can stand, but it doesn't look like the type that would come to life, in an old black and white movie or something. But they do allow you to open it up and get to what's inside. So this is a very old skeleton with the dark colored bones, because it's just so decayed, it's just so old. And this uses the same molds as the white skeleton that was outside. And so, you can bend it. You can actually make it sit up like this. You can get it to walk. You can get it to have a hand up. And it just has some treasures on it. And if you are a grave robber, if you're a tomb raider, you can raid all this stuff. You can steal all this stuff. And that's stuff that actually happened in real life, in history as well. You can role play as that. You can be a good guy. You can be a bad guy. But this is really nice, the way this is done, the way that it all nests together. And this itself can be just stood up and used as a decorative item. And I think it looks really nice. You can also put these items, I forget the names of these, in the hands of figures, and they have an extra set. So it can be done like that. You could take these off. You could steal those if you want, or perhaps if you're taking a reverse approach to it, maybe you bring the Pharaoh back to life from the dead, and he haunts the grave robber, the tomb raider, and tomb raider feels really guilty and scared and puts all the stuff back, just other options. There's more to see under here, though. This is a pretty large burial chamber. I mean, this itself was very large, and it can fit in there diagonally easily. If you had another one, you could fit two in there together. But there's another sticker back in the back, also based upon a real scene from an actual ancient text, just modified to show the Playmobil style for the people there. And I didn't look carefully at the hieroglyphics, but I think they may be based on the originals, which would actually allow you to translate them if you want, for a little extra challenge. Now, coming around to this side, just a little bit more in the way of play. So one of the trapdoors you can see was right there. That's where things fell down. The other place where you could get trapped based on using this little mechanism here, it's on this side. This is the piece of the floor that fell through. So you can get trapped over there, or you can get trapped over here. And then you can actually stand inside of this little rotating area, and that can be rotated around. So that can be just left behind. You can come to life. They have the picture left behind if you want to use the figure separately. See that as being the actual Pharaoh himself in place, or just see it as a painting on the wall. However you want to see that. This can be part of a trap mechanism as well. But you need to figure out how to get through that. Maybe there's some magic behind it. It's just a thing that rotates and allows a little bit of floor to drop down. I think that the best way to play with this is to fall through here, through the first trapdoor, then stand here, rotate the person around, and when that happens, the floor gives way, and then they can climb up back into the original chamber where they came from. Just one option for how to do it, but again, many things can be done here. Good design as a toy. Not much detail to see here. Not that great to look at, but I think it plays well. Here's a closer look at the 3 figures included in this set. These are the only 3, but certainly there are many other ancient Egyptian figures that Playmobil makes available that would go well with this set. With the Pharaoh on the left, in the center is an ancient Egyptian warrior, a soldier, and on the right is your grave robber or tomb raider. I think that all of these are well detailed for what they are. They come with plenty of accessories. There are actually more accessories as well. I'll show you those in just a minute, but just the ones that are on here right now I think look very good. The paint jobs are nice. The prints are nice. I think the Pharaoh is my favorite of these 3, with the soldier being my second favorite. But they're all, I think, very appropriate. I appreciate the extra printing around the back of the soldier there as well, and the straps around the backs of the boots, high top sandals. Is that what those are on the grave robber there? I like the detail there, and they did dual mold those, so it's not just painted on color, it's actual plastic color that won't rub off. Here are the remainder of the extra accessories with an extra, this is called a khopesh blade, and then some more relatively modern daggers, I believe, a couple of very old style hatchets or axes, and this is just an extra bracelet or bracer. Lastly, the set also comes with this large tray with 4 vessels with different heads on top, and in real life, actual mummification process back in ancient history, these vessels would be used to hold the organs. It's a little bit gory to think of, but at that time it was considered a very divine process to go through mummification, and they wanted to make sure that the mummies would last forever ultimately, and fortunately they were pretty good at it, because some of them have lasted for thousands of years, and part of the reason for that was the removal of organs. They put them into these special vessels that have certain meanings, and these are done pretty nicely with also some prints on them. I didn't look these up. These are not the best prints, but I appreciate how much detail they did try to put on there. This one was actually printed up a little bit better. I think these are based on real inscriptions, real paintings as well, but these are all the same. The vessels themselves are the same, with just different heads as caps. So like I said, this is the best history-based, historically based toy that I personally believe I've ever seen. Just as a toy, it works great. There are so many things that you can do, different scenarios you can come up with, and I mean, I just barely scratched the surface. I'm sure that the imaginations of kids would go so much farther, which is great. And there are so many things that you can do with this, ignoring the history completely. But if you do care about the history, or if parents want to use this toy as a vessel for teaching as well, it has great elements that can tie directly into ancient mythology and actual history. So just a really nicely done thing by Playmobil. It's amazing how reverent this is, and even beyond that, just makes for a cool play set that also at a retail price of $80 in the US and frequently found on sale, I think is a good value for how large this is. Good stuff. Very happy with this one. Thank you for watching. If you have any additional thoughts that you would like to share about this, please feel free to leave comments down below, and I'll talk to you again as soon as I can. Bye for now.